time. But I did want to ask, with the zombie films, you always, with each one, you infuse a great deal of social commentary into each one. There seems to be a different theme to each one. Would they even be worth doing if you couldn't get that in there? Because that seems, I mean, I think the greatest science fiction and horror has that element to it, but was that why it was important to you to get those movies?
It is important now. When I made the first film, I didn't know what I was doing. I never thought it was going to be a series of films. I never even thought they were zombies. I didn't call them zombies. I didn't think they were zombies. To me, back then, zombies were those boys in the crib with me, doing the wet work. But I never had any idea. I wasn't conscious of where. I didn't have rules for this. They moved pretty quickly. Someone pointed out the other day. Finally, it wasn't until I made the second film, which was 10 years later, when Night of the Living Dead became Night of the Living Dead, people discovered it and started to write about it as though it was an important film. So I got freaked out. I said, well, I can't do another one without making it important. And so it was with the second film that I knew, socially, I knew the people that developed that shopping mall. And I went out to see it before it was open, and I just saw it as a tempt, to consumers. It was the first indoor shopping mall that I'd ever seen. It was the first one anywhere near Pittsburgh, which is where I lived in Norfolk at the time. And that's where I got the idea. And ever since then, I said, wow, I could do these little social satires and use zombies. And it's much easier than trying to write a serious piece about each of those topics. And that's what, really, the second film, I started to develop that idea. And now, it's the only important. It comes first, before the story. I always tell you, the story can go, 50 ways from Sunday, any which way but loose. The story doesn't matter. What matters is the situation and what it is talking about. So
and I know you use the Dead films for the social satire after Dawn came out, but I gotta say, I am a massive fan of Diary of the Dead. I think Diary of the Dead is one of the best films you've ever made, and the zeitgeist that you nailed in that movie. That movie came out early 2008, and you were on the Facebook, you were on the 24. I mean, you nailed that before anybody had ever done anything like that. And the fact that you rebooted the series with that movie, and the fact that it was done on such a low budget, there was a real. It just felt revitalized.
Yeah,
I mean, the film had there was a lot. It was like this really incredible energy in that film. Tell me about how you felt about Diary.
Well, that's great. I mean, I feel that way about this. And actually, I did it. I sort of retreated into the low budget because I said I didn't want to have to go pitch it. I said, this is it has to be now, or else somebody's going to do it. And actually, before Diary came out, they had already done, what was that monster thing, Cloverfield. And I didn't even know that was happening. But when we were shooting, I didn't know what was going on. But I knew that I had to do it quickly. And we found these guys, these partners that were, they were, a small company, Art Fire, that they were able to finance it totally and got it off the ground quick. So that's really what, and it was great. It was great going back and being able to be, my own sort of boss again and not have anybody breathing over my shoulder at all. I mean, it just had the freedom to do that. And a bunch of my old buddies came out and did voices for it. Yeah. Steve did a voice, actually. Simon Becker. Guillermo was in there. Yeah.
Steve Diggs' voice candidate was hilarious.
Yeah.
I
wrote something for him. I said, Steve, it's just a sentence. I wrote it. He said, no, I'll write it. And then he wrote something.
The final shot of that movie is heartbreaking. It's one of my favorite endings of any of you. You had great endings of your films. Survival was an amazing ending too. And final shot is but the final shot of Dyer, like when it was
Pretty
over,
sad.
it is totally. When it was over, I was like, man, George is pissed.
I keep, at any opportunity, I try to drum up sympathy for the zombies.
Well, they become like at the point of when Land came out, they were protagonists at that point. I mean, they literally were like
He was, yeah.
Yeah, Big Daddy was like the protagonist of that film.
Yeah, completely. Well, there's a sort of a backstory with that. Even then, Universal did influence that because they didn't want an African American lead. They said you can't. So they influenced the cast, and they said, we have to sell Europe, and Europe doesn't buy African American leads unless it's Denzel. Or something like that. Even then, so when I wrote Big Daddy, he was the white guy, and Riley Denbo was African American. Yeah. So I just flipped him. I said, okay, you won't let me make Riley a black guy, I will make Big Daddy a black guy, and he's gonna kick ass.
Before we go to the audience, can I ask you a little bit about the inspiration from Bub, who might be the greatest zombie?
I think he's great. Howard Sherman, he calls himself Sherman Howard, I think. I think he decided that it sounded a bit more, I just love the guy. I love the character. It was a character I originally had written a longer script, more expensive script, which I wasn't able to make because they were willing to finance it, but I had to agree to make it R-rated. And I didn't want to do that at the time. And so I had to cut the script back and make it doable under the $3 million. So, but there's a script that's actually out there on the internet that is bigger. And Bob, the character, was in there and was always sympathetic and always came in the end and killed Rhodes. And I just love the guy. But, really, I mean, Howard's performance is worthy of Carla. I mean, it's as good as Carla's performance. I mean, he's just great.
The Walkman scene is,
He's really terrific. He's great. And that character would not have lived that vividly if not for Howard.
It's interesting you brought up the rating thing. It comes up actually if you guys get a chance to see Document of the Dead. And there's the Synapse guys have copies up there. They screened it last night, and there's
the new doc,
the new one.
Yeah,
it's
the new
about
one.
2 hours long. Goes all the way up
He
to
hasn't even
survival.
seen it.
He goes all the way up to survival. But somebody talks about, or it comes up that it was Dawn that you refused to give up your cut, and they wanted to give you an X rating, which didn't have the stigma that it does or did before they switched it to NC-17. But for a more or less a mainstream American film to come out in this country unrated was kind of unheard of.
Yeah, it used to be just Richard Pryor.
Yeah.
concert films. That was it. No, I know they bit the bullet on that one. I mean, the distributor they said that they would do it anyway. And at that time, it meant that you couldn't advertise in certain newspapers, and there were a lot of restrictions on you if you went out on radio. But of course, the whole thing is ridiculous. X used to be series, Midnight Cowboy was an X-rated movie. Serious films, serious-minded films. Not all of them were very serious. You could use the X, as a filmmaker if you wanted to. Then all of a sudden, the stupidity of the system, right? They refused to copyright the X because they were afraid that would make it look like they were condoning porn. So they never took a copyright out on the X or a trademark out on the X. So anybody that was out making a little motel movie could use X, double X, triple X. And then pretty soon, serious filmmakers and studios would never use it. So the X got sort of taken on.
All right, we'll make sure you continue with some questions here. We got